time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Wednesday, and Wednesday is D's Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss. Oh, but it's going to be a little bit different this month. I've decided, it was a great idea I had last night. I was asking during a live, and if you don't know what a live is, you're obviously not subscribed to this channel. A live is, this channel goes live several nights during the week at 7 p.m. Eastern time for weight loss chit chat. And if you need some extra inspiration, some extra support, or just bored out of your mind, come join us. We share a lot of interesting information, friendship, and fellowship. So that is something you might want to consider coming to. It might help your journey. And the team is great. It's not all about me. And last night I asked them, give me some ideas for Wednesday Wisdom. And I jotted several down. A few I don't understand what I wrote. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do viewers, subscribers' choice for October for Wednesday Wisdom? So if I've missed your topic and you told me last night, because there's one here I have no idea what I wrote. I'm going to show it to you. This one. I have no idea what I wrote. The other ones are scribbled, but I understand. So in the comment section below, I want you to give me your ideas for next week. So I'm gonna hit a couple of these. we're gonna do kind of little segments because they all were really, really good. So if you have yet to subscribe, there's a red subscribe button. Hit it, join us, hit that bell, let you know when I upload and when I go live. These vlog type Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss comes on Wednesday. So if you didn't know, I am Denise. I lost over 100 pounds on the weight loss blue plan, freestyle plan. That is at 56 years old. I sit here as a Weight Watchers lifetime member. First time in my life. Been heavy for 45 years. So if I could sit here, you could sit here. So that's what we share. We share the fact that I got there. Who knew? It was never part of the plan. So let's bang through these. All right. First one is mindless eating. Yeah. Mindless/boredom eating. That's a tough one because let's face it. Being overweight, you ate when you wanted to. You didn't think about whether you were hungry. You just wanted it versus whether you were hungry for it. There's the difference. You want the feeling, the taste in your mouth. For me, it's like chocolate. I love the way chocolate feels in my mouth. I love the way things crunch in my mouth. So I want the sensation of that. So what I would suggest is maybe find some sensation that mimics that is point friendly, like maybe a vegetable. I know, we want chocolate. Let's have a carrot. Yeah, that's not going to do it. I'll tell you that right now. Fruit maybe, though. Maybe find a way to make fruit fun. Know what I love to do? I love to get apples or bananas and dip them in peanut butter. Now, if peanut butter is too pointy for you, you can get the powdered peanut butter, reconstitute it with milk, water, skinny syrups, whatever syrup you want to, and it's only 1 point. For that little 2 tablespoons, because 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And I don't think 1 point's bad. You could dip apples are good in there. Bananas. You can make it thin and drizzle it over some sliced bananas. You could freeze them. Dip the bananas in there, freeze it. Maybe melt a little bit of lilies, and you don't need a lot. Or maybe put one little chip in there. So mimic something that gives you that sensation that's lower in point. The odds are, I would love to sit there and tell you, don't eat. That's an easy statement for me to make. Just don't eat. You're not bored. Find something else to do. That's what a lot of people will tell you. Me, you're not going to get that answer here. Me, it's mimic it. Get something because you're going to want to eat. And there's no rhyme or reason why some days. So my advice is find something low in point. And I gravitate towards fruit and vegetable because they are 0 points. But if you're looking for something sweet, yeah, vegetables are not going to hit it. But if you just want the crunch, like you just want chips or something like that, then grab some vegetables and hummus. Or get some cottage cheese and mix some savory seasonings. I make a cottage cheese Greek dip. I made it on one of my lunch videos. I used to have, Snackin' Saturday. There's a whole playlist of lunches and snacks on my channel. Check them out for low point snacks. Rice cakes. That's the latest craze around here is caramel rice cakes for 2 points with 1 tablespoon of nut butter. You can use the powder for 1, or you can, a lot of people are using those high protein nut butters, the ones from Nuts and More, or what's the other one? American Dream. You can get depending on the flavor and whether it's almond or peanut butter. Some of them are 3 points a tablespoon, some of them are 2. You have to go and go in this with a website and figure it out. But some you can get for 2 points because they're high in protein. put that on a rice cake. That's a 4-point snack. Again, that is doable. So if you want something like that that's a little bit decadent, try that. Try to mimic things. Popcorn's always a great option. That would replace chips. And if you have popcorn as a 0-point food, again, know how much you're eating and track it. Don't just make a bowl of popcorn because it's 0 point. You just start now. We want you to weigh and measure. We want you to know how much popcorn you're eating and track that, even though it's a 0-point food. I don't want you to have more than a serving of popcorn. And if you start being disciplined, having it, what I always say, control discipline. Having it you're controlling the portion and you know what the portion is. That's how I would handle boredom eating or mindless eating, because sometimes you just want it. And I can sit there and tell you not to do it. Doesn't mean that's going to work. So I'm just trying to give you little things to do to replace those high things that you're eating. There's not much that replaces chocolate. Yeah, there's not. Maybe plan in so many days a week. I told this to one of my peeps, Miss Lori. She wanted to have these, they were thin bars. I think they were Snicker thin or Milky Way thin. I don't remember off the top of my head. I said, put down there 2 days a week. Put it in your tracker, whatever, that you're going to have this bar, and then plan your day around it. So you've already accounted for that, so you plan your day accordingly. And you might be surprised when giving yourself something that you crave makes you crave it less, because you know you're going to have it. So that's the big thing too, because when we know we're going to have something, you don't want it as much because you know you're going to have it. So you have to take the power away from the food. Control it. Discipline yourself. Okay. Gearing up for the holidays was another one. Yes, the holidays are coming up. Now, whether you celebrate Halloween, I mean, I have a Halloween party that we were invited to. We'll go. And it's probably going to be a Saturday night. So that's a weekend night. I will definitely save points, but you have to make a decision. Let's talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I don't think Halloween's that bad of a holiday for most of us. And if it is, I apologize and I didn't touch on it. But maybe you can make yourself a Halloween basket of like 0-point sugar-free candies. Stouffer's Dollar Tree has them. You can get like what are those? Smart Sweets. You can put a lot of those in a little basket for yourself, and then maybe a couple days a week, or if you want to have it every day, fit it in, because they're pretty much, you could have a little bit of a, like I hauled on my Target haul, these sugar-free, no, they were the thins. They were the Reese Thins. They also have sugar-free mini peanut butter cups. Choc Zero always has a fantastic array of their sweet with monk fruit. They're very good. I could highly recommend Choc Zero products. They're absolutely fantastic. The syrups are good. I ordered Easter bunnies last year. Absolutely. I mean, they're not 0 points, but they're low enough in point you can fit it in. So I recommend maybe making yourself a little Halloween basket so you don't gravitate towards the one that you're giving to the kids. But let's talk about Thanksgiving. You have to make a decision. It's a holiday, not a Halloween. If you want to indulge in the foods you enjoy on Thanksgiving, then do it. Absolutely. Would I suggest tracking? I would. Only because you want to see what you're eating, so you know how many points you have left. We have a crap ton of weeklies. So definitely, for me, my Thanksgiving really centers around my mother's stuffing. That is the one high-pointed item, and it's really not that bad, that I eat. The turkey is 0. My cranberry sauce is 0. I have roasted vegetables are 0. And I'm not a huge sweet potato person. I don't mind it. If I'm going to have sweets, I usually like a baked sweet potato. And sometimes I indulge in a roll. Not always, but it's mostly the stuffing. So I roast myself some, winter root vegetables like string beans, which is really a root vegetable, Brussels sprouts, sometimes sweet potato, sometimes squash, carrots, and I roast them. They get a beautiful, some onion in there, beautiful caramelization, maybe some broccoli or cauliflower, whatever I have around. And I make a bed on my dish. That's the first thing that's down. It's way over 2 cups of vegetables. But my turkey, my cranberry sauce, again, 0, 0. I have a homemade cranberry sauce made with monk fruit up on my channel. I got you covered. And then the only thing I really have to worry about is the stuffing, because that's the big thing that I want on Thanksgiving is the stuffing. And I make it the regular way. It's really not that bad, but it's more higher fat and points than I'm really used to. That's one big thing on my plate. And of course I make a pumpkin pie because I love pumpkin pie, but I make Pound Robert's crustless pumpkin pie. Or if you like the cheesecake she makes, again, these are 1-point desserts. You certainly could even put whipped cream on there and fit that in. I'm telling you to enjoy your holiday. Have the foods that you want, but just account for them. And I don't suggest, I mean, you could have leftovers as long as you're weighing and measuring and being accountable for them. Then yeah, have it the next day. Have leftovers if you truly desire them. But make sure that you weigh and measure and you know what you're eating. I mean, if you don't want to track on Thanksgiving, then don't. But just know Friday is not Thanksgiving and we get our butts back in gear. And if you definitely think you're out of control, maybe we'll think about doing a Friday live in the morning. Maybe we'll do that. I'll plan that in if you think that would be a good idea. We'll come live on the channel on Friday morning to remind you this is, it's Friday. You could fit in the pumpkin pie for one point or the cheesecake. We're talking about like the big, like if you have like the candied sweets and the stuffing, and if you like a roll, then it's all, you have to, pick out the things you want. I always say, enjoy your holiday. Then there's Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I think there's Kwanzaa. I don't know many traditions. We're Christian, so Catholic. So we celebrate Christmas. And for me, it's the cookies. I don't bake as much as I used to. What I will do is everybody gets their choice of cookie. And 9 times out of 10, they're not ones that I really like. Nobody picks chocolate chip. Don't know why. So I make cookies that they like that I don't. One time we made a cherry cookie, Steve's Crunchy Jumbles. I don't really gravitate towards them. I like the peanut butter ones or the chocolate chips or even an oatmeal. So we'll design cookies around what they like. And they're cookies. And we don't make a lot. I used to make crap tons and you'd have them weeks afterwards. I make them the beginning of Christmas week. So they're just there for the Christmas week. So again, it's Christmas. You want to celebrate Christmas? You decide, or holiday, how you want to decide to celebrate it. If you're okay with gaining 2 or 3 pounds, maybe 4, then do what you want. See, I always say to myself, it's Christmas. Everybody gains weight on Christmas. So why should I be anything different? As long as I'm back on track. And I've done it since 2016, I've been very diligent about allowing myself to have some cookies during the week because it's the only time we have them. To sit there and be on that diet and say, no, I don't need to have any Christmas cookies. That's sad. That's really sad. I think you could have a few cookies. You can. And like I said, it all depends on how you want to account for them. Do you want to go over your points or do you want to stay within your points? You could definitely have a cookie or 2 and stay within your points. No, there's no cookie that's 30 points that I'm making. So, what's the worst? And make them smaller. And check out Pound Dropper, Drizzle Me Skinny Taste. I bet you they have low point cookie recipes. Weight Watchers app has low point cookie recipes. If your oats are your 0 point food, make an oatmeal cookie. Right there, and you're subbing out the monk fruit for the sugar. You're definitely going to lower that cookie. So definitely try to way to fit that in. And then remember, January 1st, we go right back to head on in, full opt in our plan. If you want to party between Christmas and New Year's, I totally understand that. But when it comes January 1st, it is New Year, New You. We get our butts back in gear, full steam ahead, and get that weight off. All right, grief. We've had a couple subscribers lose parents, children, spouses. How do we handle the eating grief? Now, I've said this before, and I'm probably the only one out there saying it because I know I say I'm a little bit more realistic in my approach to weight loss, only because that's how life is. And sometimes food helps. It's momentarily, I will tell you that, but sometimes food is what you have. It is all you have. So if that is your way of coping and you're okay with it, then indulge a little bit more through it's usually like, especially if it was suddenly and you just don't know what happened. Oh my God, they passed away. And, and there's sometimes you're kind of waiting for it because you kind of know it's, they've warned you, it's hospice is here, hospice, death is imminent. So then you decide, are you okay with gaining? You have to make that conscious decision. If you're not okay with it, then try some low point ideas. If you just need to be active, or maybe call a friend, or come to the lives and connect with people in the group. I have the group there for a connection purpose. So you can connect. That's what the chat was for, which I am working on a different chat forum because I think we need to connect. I think that's huge. When people connect, they might not go towards food. They might go towards the chat. That was my hope for that chat, is instead of going for that second piece of cake, you go to the chat and say, hey, anybody here? I'm really struggling. I'm having a bad time of it. What could you do to help? So we're trying to formulate that support system, because I think on a weight loss journey, you need help. It's not easy. It's not easy. But definitely you need somebody that has your back and understands and lives the life with you. Maybe your family that you live with doesn't. And it's not their fault that they don't, because they don't understand. People say, just stop eating, just get off the table. If it were only that easy. So if food is all you have to comfort you, then do what you need to do. But realize that it's grief. You eventually have to move on. You have to get back to life. As sad as that is, you can't always wallow in that grief for too long, because life is here and you still have to live your life. Yes, we've missed our loved ones. We do. But they would want us to go on. We have to. That's how life is. It's the circle of life. You have to move on. So just know that. And like I said, but forgive yourself, because, sometimes food is all we have. And I remember over COVID, somebody said, I can't take away your food. I can't, because that could be everything. It could be everything. Eat nighttime eating. Okay, that's another one. I don't eat at night. Only because, not because I don't want to use the points, or I suffered from reflux for several years. And when I would eat after 6, I would get that burning. I would not be able to sleep. I would throw up. It was bad for a while because I had all this, carried a lot of weight up here. So I knew, the doctor said, eating after 6 or eating after 7, and plus I was very sedentary at the time, would do you in. So I stopped eating at dinner. That was it. I might have had dessert, but I didn't eat anything after 6. And I would be able to sleep and not get sick. So after, losing the weight, I don't have reflux anymore. I could eat right and go right to bed and be fine. But I've developed the habit of not even looking at food. Now, granted, Steve makes some popcorn. I may indulge it a little bit, but I don't go looking for food. If food finds me, we kind of indulge a little bit. So you have to decide if eating that late is important to you and you need to do it. Do you need to do it because you're just used to doing it? There's the difference. We're geared to a habit. A habit for me is not eating. A habit for you might be eating. So in order to form a good habit, if you truly don't want to eat, then I would say, and you've eaten all your points and you don't have any left, or you went into your weeklies already, then, come to a live instead of eating. Or I go on Netflix. Might not be the most, entertaining. I mean, it's entertaining, but it's not, I'm not burning any calories, but it's keeping me out of the kitchen. It's occupying my mind. So sometimes we need to occupy ourselves with something if you truly don't want to eat. But if that is something that you have that late night hunger and you have points, then definitely eat something. Eat something you have points for. And remember also that you are going to bed soon, and the odds are you're not digesting it as easily as you digested earlier in the day. They used to say you should eat your biggest meal early, like a king at breakfast, a queen at lunch, and a prince at dinner. So because the later, it's less active we are. So especially if we're older, we're not burning as much at night as you are earlier in the day. So that could be a reason your weight loss is stalled, because you're putting too many points and calories in where you're not doing enough activity. Now, I'm not going to sit there and tell you, go out for a walk at 9 o'clock to burn that, I wouldn't tell you to do that. I would sit there and say, maybe snack earlier, and then put your snack in the afternoon, or plan something a little bit lighter than what you're eating. Like they have those sugar-free ice cream fudgesicles. Or maybe, this is what I would do. Have your late night snack a couple of days a week. Don't have it every night. So maybe do Tuesday and Thursday be your late night snack. And the rest of the week, you don't snack after dinner. Try easing into it. Maybe it'll start to become a routine. And you'll really look forward to that snack if you're only doing it twice a week. So that's my tips for today. Like I said, I have one that I have no idea what I wrote. Eat to something. So again, this was fun to do. So if you have something you want me to bang through on next week's Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss, leave it in the comment section below. I will copy it much more legibly. I apologize for that. Wherever one I missed, I apologize. But I got mindless eating, boredom eating, gearing up for the holidays, grief, and eating after dinner, eating at night. But the holiday one is a big one. That's, and that's why I didn't want to do a challenge because I feel like the challenges begin and challenges end. We want to just have a lifestyle because all you think about is this challenge is going to be over in a couple weeks and I can go back to what I want to do. And that's not what a challenge is about. A challenge is supposed to for you to create a good habit that you just want to continue to do. So that's why I don't do the word challenge anymore. We're trying to change. And changing, I gave you a lot of interesting ways to change. First thing about change is you have to want to do it. You have to commit to doing it. I will commit to change, or at least to try. Trying, that's where it starts. But you have to commit to it. Can't give up after the first night. Say, I made it through breakfast and lunch, but when it came to dinner, I just want to. You have to remember it is a lifestyle, and we have to be accountable. And we have to, because I don't know about you, but I'm a chronic overeater. So I have to be accountable for my food. If I don't write it down or put it down, I don't know what I've eaten. And that's a heck of a thing. But if you enjoyed this week's Wednesday Wisdom, let me know with a big old thumbs up. And like I said, comment below on next week's what you want to, we'll do. Maybe we'll have more to bang through. And it's fun. It's like a quick fire. A quick fire through these. And it was a lot of fun. So thank you for who made those suggestions. I probably should have put your name, but let's keep it anonymous. So that is it. I will dish with you another day. Have a great day. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, come join us here. And if you know of anybody that this kind of motivation, this kind of entertaining way to lose weight is helpful for them, then absolutely share my channel. Right below, there's a share button. Share it at your Zoom, at your weight loss meetings, with a Facebook group, with your friends. You have my permission to share that link, and let's help the world. We will dish later, and thanks again for all your fabulous ideas. Bye-bye, my lovelies.